Hello and welcome to the third part of this how to make an expression portrait video tutorial. In the last part we started to lay out our document, and after you've put all of those 9 pictures in place you should end up with something along these lines. Now before we move on, we just want to make sure that everything is actually in exactly the right position, so we need to zoom into the picture just to make sure that all of those images are lining up. So if we go Control or Option plus to zoom in, then hold down your spacebar and left click on your mouse button just to check each image, and we can see here the bottom of the first image is nicely aligned, same as second and third, and basically what we want to do is just to go through each of those pictures just to make sure they're in position. If any aren't, we can just click the image and we can very quickly just move that into position. Once done, just zoom back out again, go up to View, switch off our grid, and we can see almost our final picture. So we've got all of those individual pictures aligned, and what we want to do now is just to flatten those into one layer. So if we go over to our layer palette, scroll right up to the top, select our top layer, scroll back down to the bottom and click on layer 1. Then we just want to flatten all of those layers down into one, and we can do that just by going Control or Option E. Now that I've flattened down all of those layers, what I want to do is really kick out a little bit of that mid-tone contrast. So I can do that by going up to Enhance, Adjust Colour and Adjust Colour Curves. And all I want to do is just very quickly just to increase the mid-tone contrast. So all I do is the mid-tone contrast slider, just move that up a little bit, and you can see the image on the right hand side and how that contrast has really increased. So when I'm happy with that, just click OK, and that applies that to the image. Now we're almost done, and all we need to do is to sharpen up those pictures and then increase the canvas to the final A3 size. Again, if we go up to Enhance, down to Adjust Sharpness, make sure that we're zoomed in on one of the pictures. Then I want the amount to be about 65, and I'm going to take that radius just up to about 1.5. When you're adjusting the sharpness, always start off by setting the radius between 1 and 2, so 1.5 is a good starting point, and then go to the amount slider and just increase or decrease that as is needed. As you look at the preview, you'll start to see it pixelating. If I take that up a little bit more to about 135, and you'll just see this very strange sort of haloing going on and real high contrast. So about 65 does quite nicely for this image, and we see the radius of 1.5. If I just increase that, again you see it starting just to halo a little bit, and down to about 1, and it's still quite soft. So about 1.5 is perfect. And if I just click into the preview and release, I can see the pre-sharpened image and then the sharpened image. Now I'm just going to make sure the more refined option is ticked and click OK to apply that sharpening to our pictures. With that done, I can flatten that image down onto our background layer, and all I need to do now is just to increase our canvas size to A3. So to do that, I go up to Image, Resize and Canvas Size. What I want to do is increase the width to 297mm and the height to 420mm, and the final thing I want to do is make sure my anchor point is centralized and also that my canvas extension color is set to white. Now all I do is click OK, and you'll see the canvas size suddenly increase. So there we have our final expression portrait.